Hey guys, it's Jim Pounds at Motorhome Rehab Ranch, and as I told you in the last video, I believe it was video episode 13, I thought about it, I said, man, we got to stop this. I'm going to go ahead and run forward. This is episode 14. We're going to go ahead and do the base. I want you to remember a few things, what I'm doing here, and some options. Now, we've done all the upholstery and all this stuff, and you see here on the back I'm using a shade, and black shade, real nice. I like it a lot. So anyway, very simple, very cheap, fit right in there. It was 72 inches. That's exactly what we needed to put that in there. It's really great. So the base, let me go back and look over here. Now this is the original height of the generator compartment right here. Now, long ago, I increased it by probably 4 inches, to about 4, something like that, to give us enough room. Back 5-6 years ago, we were trying to install all these standby generators back, 5, 6, 7 years ago. They just weren't up to snuff. But to put it in, I lifted the generator compartment. It lifted it up to the top of the generator door. Now on Facebook here recently, there have been a lot of talks about, can you fit in the Harbor Freight 5000 and 3500? And the answer is yes. If you raise the compartment, take the bedroom out, raise the compartment to the top of the door, to the top of the generator door right there, raise the compartment, seal it off like this, you can fit the Harbor Freight Predator up to 5000 series in there. No problem. Okay? Now, from that point, remember you raised it up that much. All right? You need to raise the other side equally. Right? So what I did on this, if you look over here, this is the simplest possible way. I put supports on the original base. This is the original base, torn right down to that point, right down to the original GM water tank. I made a 3x3/4 inch plywood base that brings this up to the level of this. Okay. Now at that point, you have several options. And I was going to do this, but personally, I don't use it that way. What I do with this, what I'm going to have, is a slide tray that sets in here. It slides out. Put all the stuff in it, slide it out. I'm going to make a truly dedicated bed that is nice and comfortable. You'll see it, nice and comfortable, big old thing. You want to be in it, and it will not lift. Now, if you want to make a toy box type, you go get some Chrysler minivan rear hatch struts, 2 of them. The hole's perfect for a 3/8. It's a 3/8 lag bolt. So you have a face right here. You got a face here. You make a board that fits in between here with the struts on it. Now what that'll do is the weight of the mattress will hold it down. You can lift it and it will come up with the struts and hold the middle up, which makes the mattress droop like this, which is okay, right? It's okay. And you can access all this space in here with these struts. You call it the toy box, okay? Did that many years. It was a great way to go, all right? It has lifted it up this much, which is, a little bit more. Now, what we're going to do, if you look over here, how about that for a headboard, huh? And to get to the window, you'll get down. But this blanket locker that you watched us build, I still got to cover that. You can put sheets and what have you in there, right? It has a false floor. I'm going to bring the mattress up to this level. So this extra part here will be for the pillow. This will be the headboard. This is the way we've done it for years. It's an extra step coming up, but to be honest with you, It's a wonderful thick mattress. I have access to this bottom area with the slide tray, and it is absolutely solid. The one thing about this bed we had in here, it always felt very solid, and it felt very sound in here, and I like that. Now, underneath here, you got your water tank. Now this is a GM floor plan, and actually this is a GM original water tank. Let's see. Please note, do not discard the sleeve, whatever. Okay, so it sits in here now. What I would suggest for you to do is you get a piece of plywood, 3/8, ½ inch, and you cut a size of it right here and right here. So when you put your straps over, it'll hold the side of the thing in. Does it make sense? Because the plastic will bow out where the weight is. Okay, so I'm going to be putting straps on this thing and put a board on each side of it to hold it together. Now here in the back, this is my water pump. And a lot of you guys have your drain and all that stuff. There's what's left of my original one. Now the pump you want to get, it has a square base. A lot of manufacturers make it. This is an Aqua Pro, but a lot of people make it, but it has a square base on it here. This square base means that it's a diaphragm pump. Now there are two kinds of pumps. There's a rotary pump, which sounds like you want that. There's a diaphragm pump. The problem with the rotary pump is the speed it's turning. If it runs out of water, it burns out the impeller. You follow? A diaphragm pump is what they had originally. It was a belt-driven thing, PAR. But a diaphragm pump can run dry all day. Your mechanical fuel pump is a diaphragm pump. It can run all day. Won't hurt it. So whatever you buy, make sure that it's a diaphragm pump. And I have a strainer on it right here. Also, you just throw it in there and screw it down to the bottom. I built a wood base on it, and then I have insulation. It's sitting on insulation, strapped down by aluminum insulation strap. When that thing goes off, you don't hear it vibrate. You've heard those. You turn them on, you know that it's on. Kind of wakes people up. Well, if you insulate that on that platform, give it a place to vibrate, you won't feel it. Yeah. So this is not going to lift up like this. So I'm going to screw this down, and it's in here. And some people say, well, what about access to it? Blah, blah, blah. Well, if you'll notice, I'm in here right now. I have access. And probably half dozen screws, move the mattress, and we have everything we need. So I'm not worried about access in here. It's all screwed together. You follow? It's not stapled in. It's screwed together. All right. All right. Well, I wanted to move on. We've got 1 or 2 more episodes of this, and we'll have the bedroom done. On the windows, I want to cover the windows real fast. Of course, you saw me build all these windows. The treatments on the windows, you could put you've seen me put a bulb seal trim in here. But what I've done is I pulled this up tight to it. You see, this is the folds of the thing here. I pulled this up right up tight to it so you really can't see behind it. You follow what I mean? I was worried about before, and what I noticed was when I put the bulb seal trim, it pushed them out a little bit. So I paid attention when I put it in and put them in there real tight, and I don't need to do it. I brought the closeouts right to the edge of the frame. Okay? Now, your original closeouts were about 1 inch down lower. So the new closeout is going to be right to the edge of the frame. Okay? Now, make sense? All right. Now, there are several different kinds of window treatments. And I know you've seen a lot of them. You've seen shades like this. You've seen valances, where you have an L-shaped valance at each side to hold the window against the wall, because the wall is curved, right? You need something to hold the window to against it. So the simplest is some valances. Now, see, I have some valances here. I gotta make these a little longer. But another thing is window boxes. And if you go back and look at our video on the interior in the front at the living room, it had a window box. So you box it out and then put your window treatment. In window treatments, you could have this again. You could have micro mini blinds. Now, say micro mini means a 1/2 inch slat. If you get 1 inch slats, the header is so big that it makes it difficult to put in there. Now, this had 1 inch slats in it. And if you have to go 1 inch slats, fine. But if you're going to go those shades, I would go 1/2 inch. HT Fashions is a manufacturer company. Find distributors that they can custom order sizes and everything like that. HT Fashions is a good one. Also, all the other ones, and they can order custom sizes at Home Depot and Lowe's and stuff like that. So you can do that. Also, pleated shades. Now, there's pleated and then there's cell shades. Problem with pleated shades, you've seen the ones that are day-night shades, right? They're pretty good, but in the middle they droop down. So if you're going to store that thing and you're going to use the day-night, store it in the up position so they don't take in the memory of being down and being drooped in the middle. You follow what I mean? Especially on the front windows. Back ones are not that big of a deal. The back one here, big deal. Always put it up and be careful because the strings, the tension of those strings makes that work. These cell shades, up, down, and down, up cell shades, the standard size cell shades fits real nice in here. And I've used those. And they have some that goes down, up, and then they have some that come up, down. You know, like if you're going to do the entry door, that way you could be in your skivvies and pull it down, see who's there, you know, pull it back up. So anyway, these windows, there's a lot of different ways to do it. I wanted to show you the way I did it. Now remember, if you look at the ceiling is all these stars, blackout with stars, right? Well, actually, you're not looking at the ceiling. You're look over here at the window. Now, I want to put the window down. Watch this. Okay? Now, look back up at the ceiling. Right there was actually the card of the window. So it slid up. And because they're both the same pattern, I can lift the window, stay there, and I'll go up with it. You follow? Goes right to the edge of here. The window's up at least as much as they used to be with the cabinets there. And if you do want to go all the way up, you can do it. I figured my wife would like that. So, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put the floor down, screw this down. Now, what I'm going to do, remember I told you that the option could be make a toy box, okay? Well, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do, again, I'm bringing the mattress up to this height. So I'm building a 2x4 framework, just like you would have in a house, for the bed. And then put the mattress on that, which in the past it did. It will bring the mattress right up to here. So that makes the bed longer. You follow? That's the main thing there. And to be honest with you, being up a little bit is kind of nice. You can look out the window, big window right there, you know. Also, because of the window treatment that I put on here, there's not any valances or window boxes for your feet to be in the way. It goes all the way to the wall. So that's going to give us the maximum amount of bed length that I didn't have before, because I had a bunch of valances and 1-inch blinds and all that kind of stuff. All right, well, look, guys, I'm going to do one more video to show this thing done and show the features and all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to go on and we're going to talk about the road trip going to Louisiana to the GMC International. We've already got a pre-rally the weekend before in Bessemer, Alabama at Mark's place. Watch the next video and get your pen out, and it'll tell you more about it. So it'll be a lot of fun. We're going to get out. That's what this thing is for, you know. It's not just to work on. It is fun, right? It is fun. But let's get out and use it, all right? Look, thanks for a few minutes. I hope you got something out of this, and we'll talk to you later.